Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Michael Jimenez. Halftime.
Yes, sir! It's halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. We're on the go at sasportsstar.com. My name's Michael Jimenez, your host from 12 to 2. Here at halftime, we do sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. Happy President's Day, everybody. Hope you're having the day off. I know a lot of us have the day off. The office is pretty much, except for us, right? The office here is closed, but me and Pledge are here. What's going on, Pledge?
What's happening, Mike?
Dude, I'm excited, man. We have a big giveaway today. We are giving away tickets to see superstar comedian, superstar actor Kevin Hart. He's performing at the AT&T Center in August, and you can be there for free. All you got to do to win is call in. Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open at 656-ESPN. Not just to call in. You need to call in and have a take. Talk to me about sports. Talk to me about pop culture, about nostalgia, and I'm the judge. I will determine who is the winner by the end of the show at 2 o'clock. Again, Kevin Hart tickets up for grabs. That's going to be August 13th at the AT&T Center. Man, we have a big show. Dejounte Murray. What a great performance he had at his first NBA All-Star game yesterday. We'll be getting into that. You know, Brandon Big Papi Medina, good friend of mine. We've done the Fantasy Gods together. He will be in at 12:15 to talk to us about that chaotic scene, the craziness in the stands at the UT Texas Tech basketball game this past Saturday. I believe Longhorn fans should be embarrassed about the whole situation. You know, LeBron James, he says he's open to playing for any NBA team, including the San Antonio Spurs, for his final season. But there's a catch, and we're going to get into that at 12:30. At 12:45, rapper 50 Cent, he's talking about being fat-shamed. Of course, this is all about the Super Bowl halftime performance. People calling 50 Cent $1.50 because of inflation. He looked a little bit puffy out there, but he's talking about being fat-shamed. Big show. Juwan Howard, what an idiot. Michigan's coach, former member of the Fab Five, went crazy, and his job is now in jeopardy. So we'll get into that. Again, big show. If you want to win tickets to Kevin Hart, you're not just calling in to see if you win. You're calling in to give a take. So again, right now we're talking about Dejounte Murray. What a great game and Pledge. I tell you what, man, I am super proud of Dejounte Murray. 27 minutes played last night, 17 points on 7 of 11 shooting. Beyond playing in the All-Star game, beyond all of that, he looked like he belonged. What I feared was Dejounte Murray was going to go out there and get, 8 to 10 minutes. I feared that he would look like LaMarcus Aldridge did when he made the All-Star teams for the Spurs. Basically going out there, playing 8 minutes, getting 4 or 5 points, and then being benched the rest of the way. But that's not what happened. Dejounte Murray was one of the higher scoring players out there. He played 27 minutes, did not see the court in the first quarter, so I was a little bit worried. I was a little bit worried that he was not out there the first few minutes of the game, or the first quarter of the game. But when he got out there, man, he made an impact in a hurry. We're talking about alley-oops. He received an alley-oop from LaMelo Ball. One of my favorite plays, though, was he set LaMelo Ball up for a three-pointer, and LaMelo shooting it, and Dejounte Murray just looks back and just has his hands up in the air. Super excited. He knew that was going to go in. But in the third quarter, interesting play, Dejounte Murray, he threw an alley-oop to himself. He was driving through the lane, threw it off the glass, and dunked it. Was an amazing game. Again, Dejounte Murray of the Spurs, doing Spurs fans proud, baby. 17 points on a 7 of 11 shooting. 27 minutes played. Was fantastic, man. It was absolutely great game for Dejounte Murray. DeMar DeRozan was also out there. He also played 27 minutes. Former Spur had 10 points out there. But again, we're having a great day over here. President's Day here at San Antonio Sports Star. I see a lot of callers are calling in. We're going to get to them in a minute. But Pledge, what did you think of Dejounte's performance last night?
It was a lot more than what I was expecting. I think over the weekend I said something along the lines of a stat line of like 7, 5, and 3 or something like that.
I know.
And he ended up getting a decent run and had a very Dejounte-esque stat line with 17, 5, and 5.
He was phenomenal. And he was one of the few that played a little bit of defense on Steph Curry.
And including one of the highlights with that alley-oop.
I know.
From LaMelo.
That was great. But did you see the one that he did to himself? Driving to the lane, threw it off the glass, and just powered it down?
And if you remember, Keldon Johnson was talking about wanting to see something like that.
That's right. He did say that. But here's the thing about Dejounte Murray. He is saying that this is going to be a game, an event that he will never, ever forget.
It was great. Thankful for it, the opportunity. I had a lot of fun. My family had fun. Tears of joy. Everybody just happy for me. But I got a lot of work to do because I'm not a one-hit wonder. I got to be back here. There ain't no way I can miss out on these type of events. It's just a hell of a weekend, so I got to keep working.
Dejounte Murray, they're saying he's not a one-hit wonder. He's going to make it back. He's got to make it back. But I've been telling you about this pledge for the past week or so since he was named to the All-Star team. Dejounte Murray, the hardest part is being named to the All-Star team the first time. But the second, third, and fourth one will be easier because he's no longer Dejounte Murray. He is NBA All-Star Dejounte Murray. He will always be that, which is amazing. But
now he's 17, 5, and 5 NBA All-Star Dejounte Murray.
Again, he looked like he belonged. He wasn't LaMarcus Aldridge out there sitting in the corner hoping to make a jumper. He wasn't trying to back his way in. No, he was high flying with everybody else, and people took notice. He looked a little bit like Ja Morant. Ja Morant, that reverse alley-oop dunk that he had, oh my God. Oh my God. I told my wife, who does not care about sports at all, did you see that? Did you see that? I had to rewind it when it happened. But Ja Morant caught an alley-oop. So picture an alley-oop, okay? Normally it's kind of a tomahawk alley-oop. You kind of grab it and just dunk it in. He did it reverse style, full speed. Absolutely amazing. Again, back in the day, it used to be Western Conference All-Stars against Eastern Conference, but now it's...
I kind of miss that.
I do miss it too. It's a pickup game. And for some reason, they're playing to 163 points. And they were doing this thing where by quarter, if whatever team had most points at the end of a quarter would have money donated either to a scholarship program or to the Cleveland Food Bank. So there's a lot of different things going on there, but the game ended because, again, they were playing to 163, and it was a 1-point game. It was 161-160 Team LeBron. And, of course, LeBron in Cleveland, his hometown, nearby in Akron, he got the ball at the end of the game.
To answer your first question,
Zach LaVine steps into his three. Hits it! Team Durant down one. They're only 3 points away from a win. Team LeBron needs 2. 161. Team Durant 160. DeRozan front court to James. LeBron out on the right. Is he trying to find Curry? No, he's going to turn. He's going to fade. And he's going to hit it for the win. The King of Cleveland returns. LeBron James winning the 71st NBA All-Star game. 163 to 160. Team LeBron 5-0 in All-Star games. Unbelievable.
Of course, LeBron James, his hometown, had to take it down.
It's Mark Keshisher and Hubert Davis on the call right here on San Antonio Sports Star last night.
That's right. Dude, LeBron made that shot over Joel Embiid and Zach LaVine. How he got that shot off, I don't know. That ball went up about 15 to 18 feet up in the air, came down, and was just money. Team LeBron beat Team Durant 163-160, and as mentioned by the announcer there, this is the 5th time in a row Team LeBron has won. I do miss West versus East, but that's, a different story for a different day. But man, I know LeBron got the game winner, but really everyone's talking about Steph Curry. Steph Curry had a huge game, broke a record for most three-pointers made in an all-star game, 50 points. The Golden State Warriors star had 50 points. Absolutely incredible game out there. But when you talk about three-point shooting, 16 for 27 from 3, 50 points. Now, Rudy J was kind of making fun of this a little bit. He was like, yeah, well, no one was guarding him. Or do you feel the same way, Pledge?
Absolutely. Did you watch it? When anybody within like 7 feet of him, you're going to leave the most dangerous shooter of all time wide open and expect him to miss?
Dude, some of these shots were from like 35, 45 feet away.
Which he's proven he can hit, which is why people pick him up at half court now.
Well, I love the fact that he was knocking down some threes from like 30, 33 feet and then turning around and just rejoicing when the ball's not even halfway there. And of course, nothing but net. That is the one thing about Steph Curry. Steph Curry is one of the best things that's ever happened to basketball.
He's a showman, man.
Also one of the worst things, because as someone who's a high school basketball official, I will tell you what, guess what? Your kid cannot be Steph Curry. I'm sorry, but Steph Curry has ruined high school basketball for many, many teams because, you all should be playing like DeMar DeRozan. You all should be playing mid-range jumpers, not shooting threes from the middle of nowhere. But as I mentioned, that we're giving away tickets to Kevin Hart, to the best caller. Let me see the list of calls that's there. I see that on line 3, we have Joseph, who wants to talk about the slam dunk contest. Gonna be honest with you, I was not a big fan of the dunk contest. Oh, it's Chris, rather. It's Chris who wants to talk about the slam dunk contest. Wasn't a big fan of it. Okay, the slam dunk contest was won by Obi Toppin of the Knicks. He beat some guy named Juan Toscano Anderson, I believe, who is, I guess, plays for the Warriors and also the G League. Was not a big fan of this, but Joseph, line 3, what did you think, brother?
I think it was horrible. I mean, Stephen A. is right. This morning he said we should just get people off the streets who are going to be more hungry. Like, these guys are taking like 5 chances to barely make a dunk, Like,
now, okay.
It was pretty pathetic.
Do you think the right person won? Do you think Obi should have won, or did you like any of the other players?
I mean, he was pretty much, I guess, the best dunk. I mean, everything was pretty boring. It was pretty hard to watch. They're doing like 6 and 7 takes. I know the judges were pissed and annoyed. Like, Stephen A. is right. We should get some people off the streets who are going to give us a little bit more entertainment.
I appreciate the call, Chris. Thank you for calling into the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines. That's the thing about it, Pledge, is that even the judges were a little bit concerned about this, because typically we get those judges who say, that's a 10, that's a 10, that's a 9. All the scores are 49s, right? Or 48s. But in this sense, everything was coming down as 40, 42. The judges were not even impressed by it. Now, earlier on R&R in the morning, Rudy J was talking some straight up blasphemy. I was in the shower listening to the show. Okay, I'm getting ready, getting dressed so I can come out to the station. So I put on R&R in the morning, and you should too. But Rudy J was out there talking about like that these dunks were harder or better than anything that Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins and Kenny Skywalker ever did back in the day. Pledge, I grabbed my shampoo bottle and I threw it on the ground. I just slammed it down. Like, what kind of blasphemy is this? Are you serious, Rudy J? Come on, man. You're my boy, but there's no way in the world this has anything remotely close to what Jordan did, remotely close to what Dr. J did. I mean, Spud Webb and all of those guys back in the day. But I will say this, Rudy, those were not the best dunks of all time. The best dunks of all time was that whole Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine battles that they had back-to-back years, a handful of years ago. Ever since then, that was like the renaissance of the slam dunk competition. But ever since then, it has gone downhill.
I mean, sure, it was great back in the day, and we're nostalgic about it and want Vince Carter all over again.
Vince Carter.
Or Neek versus MJ, but let's face it, the stars aren't playing it anymore. It's a lot like the Pro Bowl. It is what it is. Either enjoy it or don't watch it, but you know what it's going to be going into it for the most part. And all the dunks have been done. So if you just want to see them do the same old dunks over and over again, they have to up the intensity level. Some of it's not very easy, like catching a ball between your legs, or outside, then going between your legs midair and trying to yam it home the way Jalen Green did. Difficulty levels being ratcheted up. They're not just jumping from the free throw line and trying to yam it anymore.
I will agree with Rudy J in this aspect here. Rudy J said something to the effect of that Dominique Wilkins' dunks back in the day were not that spectacular. And you know what? I think he's right, because those were just powerful dunks. Those were dunks that just took paint off the rim. They were exciting. And at the time, I thought they were brilliant. And he would get those 49s and 50 scores when he was going up against Michael Jordan. I get that. Those were great, great, fun dunks to have, but they weren't brilliant. You know what, what
Zach LaVine.
sorry about that. What was going on back in the day with Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine? Those were the plays right there. Those were the best dunks of all time. And to be honest with you, Pledge, I don't think that those could ever be topped. I mean, those are just physically gifted. They're artistic. They were well done. And more importantly, they were done on the first or second attempt. I'm tired of seeing 4 and 5 attempts out there. And I know they're saying, well, you know, if the toss doesn't work, it doesn't count. But still, it's just so boring. And my question about the slam dunk contest is this: how many people saw the dunk contest live? Because this was all on TNT. And I tell you what, I bet you more people saw the dunk contest and the 3-point shootout on YouTube.
That's how I watched it.
Or Twitter compared to watching it live. That's the way I watched it too. I'm not going to spend my Saturday evening watching that junk.
And here's the great part about it. If you end up doing it that way, it's a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah.
So my thought to fix the dunk contest, pre-record it. Nobody's going to know outside of the people in the stadium. Show only the makes, and all of a sudden is an eminently more watchable event.
Agreed. Now Renee is on line 3, wants to talk about the dunk contest. Renee, what did you think, my man?
Well, one, that was one of my options was pre-recorded. But if we're not going to go ahead and I believe the next best thing would be to have either judges or fans start voting in what type of dunk they want somebody to do.
Oh, okay.
Or we need to go ahead and kind of change it up and not have it during the main event, you know, primetime night. Maybe it just needs to be during the day in a actual park, you know, get people outside and get it a little bit more, you know, like it's a street event. I think that would probably be a little bit better. But as for all the dunks, they've already been done. I think if anything, you know, we need to start either adding trampolines or going bigger, or like I said, you just need to have the judges and the fans vote what dunk they want to see, and if they can pull it out, they can pull it out.
All right, that is Renee. That's Renee calling the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines. He's did a good job. That was a good call right there. But
so do we have a leader in the clubhouse?
I think Renee's the leader in the clubhouse. And don't forget, Brandon Big Papi Medina will be calling in a few minutes, talking about the Texas Tech game. See if we can get him on the line. But man, gonna be honest with you, I was not a big fan of this slam dunk contest at all. The 3-point shooting though was pretty interesting, because Karl Anthony Towns was the first big man to win the 3-point shootout since Kevin Love back in the day. Karl Anthony Towns, what an interesting thing, because he took out Trae Young, he took out Luke Kennard, who were both listed as the favorites. In fact, Karl Anthony Towns had the worst Vegas odds to win this. And Pledge, you and I both know that we've been trying to get Karl Anthony Towns. We're on that train right now. Who can the Spurs get in the offseason? And Karl Anthony Towns is on that wish list, along with like DeAndre Ayton and players like that. The Spurs have the ability to potentially trade or do a sign and trade or something like that. We have the draft capital, but man, a Karl Anthony Towns who already plays in a small market, to play in San Antonio would be absolutely amazing. But Pledge, let me ask you this question, dude. Karl Anthony Towns, if you had any free agent or anybody to get on a trade, is that the guy that you would want to have? Well, looks like
I'm sorry, what was that? I was trying to get a hold of Brandon.
Oh, no problem. I was wondering, the question is, Karl Anthony Towns, is he your number one on your wish list?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't he be? As a former number one overall pick that has actually played like one.
We've got the draft capital. Hey, I see all the callers that are out there. We have Dom who wants to talk about the Cowboys. We've got Gary who wants to talk about where Aaron Rodgers goes. Let's bring some phone calls in on the other side. And also LeBron James, interesting story. You know, if you had asked me on Friday, what are the odds that LeBron James would ever play for the San Antonio Spurs, I would have told you that that was a 0% chance. 0% chance. But over the weekend,
So
that
now
changed.
it's different.
It is a little bit different. I mean, to quote Dumb and Dumber, are you saying there's a chance? We've gone from 0% chance to now a 3% chance.
Do you want to take that chance?
But there's a catch. We're going to get into that catch and whether it is worth it. By the way, we're live on Facebook and on YouTube. Search San Antonio Sports Star, like and subscribe. Also on Twitter, I'm at Mike ESPNSA. Pledge is at I Am Pledger. We're going till 2 o'clock. Dom, Gary, you're on deck, baby. This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Headline 2. Headline 1. It's time to get your hoops on. The NBA season is off to a fast start. North, south, east, west.
Step back for three.
Bang, got it. The courts are firing with board busting and rim wrecking in your face balling.
Deep three straight away.
Oh, we got another one. And we got it all covered. Everything a fan like you wants and then some.
Hammers the right hand, Doug.
Get the latest on your game on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
TrackPhone wants to know, are you an influencer, a big live streamer? No? Then guess what? You don't need an endless data plan. Get just the right amount of data with TrackPhone's $40 unlimited talk and text smartphone plan. Now with 8 gigs of high-speed data and unlimited carryover on America's largest, most dependable network, now with 5G. Get the data you need at the price you want. TrackPhone Wireless. Now you're in control. Available at major retailers. 5G compatible device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at trackphone.com.
How do I know this check's going to clear? Is your money any good? I heard about you guys like that. Yeah, well, let me tell you something. We've already bought $1 billion worth of your used cars in 2021. $1 billion with a B. That means we do what we say we're going to do when we say we're going to do it. And our money's good. And our transaction's good. We've got our stuff together. 1,000 to 100 grand, we're all over it. Where? Only at GiveMeTheVin.com. America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Joe, after all these years of working together, I think of us as a team.
Okay.
So this year, I've entered us into a rodeo event.
Oh, joy.
Team roping. It's all about partnership, timing, skill. It's perfect.
What are you wearing?
Joel, don't be silly. These are chaps. I found them lying around in the office.
Those are called rugs. And what are you doing with the rope?
Practice it. Step back, my friend.
Folks, just like the rodeo, here at Quarter Moon, we're all about teamwork. From the people in the office who take your call to the technician that comes to your house. We're all focused on fixing your problems fast and getting a perfect score on the first go-around. Nigel, that's not how you rope, and we're inside, so be careful.
I think I might need more practice. Joel, please tell the front office to hold my calls. I'm tied up at the moment.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899.
License number M13229 DACLA 000743445E.
Twin Peaks is excited to announce the kickoff of their $2 million Bracket Challenge presented by Dos Equis. Basketball fans can sign up to put their knowledge to the test. Pick up the perfect bracket and grab a huge prize. Plus more ways to win, including $20,000 cash for 60-plus correct games, Twin Peaks for a year, or the best overall bracket, and even more. Visit TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com to get registered. Submit your bracket for all the games in the men's college basketball tournament between Sunday, March 13th and Thursday, the 17th. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
Hey, Ray Magliozzi here. Have you ever cooked a really fine gourmet meal? Yeah, me neither. But I'm told it all comes down to the ingredients. And when I need ingredients to improve my car, the place I go is eBay Motors. Whether you roasted your last transmission, graded your current floor mats, or pureed your side view mirror on a lamppost, eBay Motors has the right parts at the right prices. 122 million of them. And by the way, if you recently fired up your grill, don't worry, eBay Motors has grills too. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So we're going to sing it.
We're singing words now.
We'll even sing the business part.
Save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive.
Now that's It's a commercial you'll remember, even if you don't remember the bundle and save with Progressive Park.
We're singing a commercial.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
This is the end of the jingle. A jingle about insurance.
Giving you an excuse for a long lunch break. This is Halftime with Michael Jimenez on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com. Hey, did you know that San Antonio Sports Star is turning 14 years old? We'll be celebrating Thursday at the Rue Pub. Halftime will be on live over there, and then the Blitz from 4 to 7 with Jason and Joe. So come out, have some lunch with us, hang out with us, maybe grab a beer. Halftime, the Blitz at the Rue Pub, 281 in Redland Road on Thursday. Again, my show starts at 12 o'clock. You know, ask and you shall receive, they say in the Bible, Book of Matthew. The thing about it is that I have asked for callers into the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines because we are giving away tickets to see Kevin Hart perform at the AT&T Center. And we have Dom on the line. He wants to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Says the Dallas Cowboys need to do a better job of building around their star quarterback. What's going on, Dom?
Man, y'all done had me on this whole fool.
Thanks for being on, man.
Yeah, man. Listen. Okay, I'm going to give y'all a hot take right now. First off, the Dallas Cowboys, we're going to the Super Bowl next year. Guaranteed. As long as we take care of my man Dak, he's the future. That's what people are not understanding. Dak is as an elite quarterback as we can ever get out here. Okay? The thing about it is we got to surround him with the right people. Here's something that nobody wants to talk about. It's about that time to let Zeke go. It's about that time. I understand. Okay, yeah, he can do some things. But it's been 2 seasons now that I've watched this man not produce. You know who is? A young man named Tony Mother-Loving Pollard. I think it's time we go ahead and replace him as a running back one and either draft somebody else or get us a trade for somebody who can replace Zeke and actually produce.
All right, I'm going to ask you one question, Dom, since you're a Cowboy fan, and give me an answer in 15 seconds, okay? Do you think the Cowboys should draft a wide receiver in the first round? Because a lot of mocks are suggesting that because Gallup is hurt and because Cedric Wilson's a free agent. Would you be happy with a wide out at first round?
No, I'm gonna tell you right now. In 15 seconds, too many mouths to feed. We had that issue now. The only reason why it worked out for us this season was because of injuries. But at the end of the day, we can't have that many mouths to feed.
Wait, Dom, so you want them to build around Dak but not give him weapons?
Our biggest weapon is our run game. And
it's not a weapon. You told me he wasn't. By the way, I like Dom, by the way. Let's get his number because I'm gonna tell you 2 things. Right now, you're the clubhouse leader. Okay. So right now, you're the clubhouse leader, but he's got the makings of what it takes for Rock the Mic. So when Rock the Mic comes around, you have the makings of it because
he sounds like every other Cowboys fan who starts off saying, "This is our year,"
but he's an acquired hypocrite like me. Dom, that was a great call, dude. I don't care what anyone says. I liked it. Thanks for calling in. You're a clubhouse leader. Hey, speaking of QBs that need to have teams built around, we have Gary on line. He's been very patient, holding for 15 minutes, wanting to talk about Aaron Rodgers. Apparently has a hot take of where he thinks Aaron's going to go. What's going on, Gary?
New clubhouse leader alert. New clubhouse leader alert. So it makes sense for Aaron Rodgers to go to Tennessee. Listen, there's no competition in that division for him to have to worry about on his path back to the playoffs and eventually maybe another Super Bowl and one of the first ones for Tennessee in quite some time. He's got Carson Wentz to compete with, Trevor Lawrence, and the dumpster fire that is Houston. Sorry, Texans fans. But Aaron Rodgers to Tennessee makes perfect sense. He's got the weapons. He's got the defense. He's got the running back. He's got the special teams, which was a problem in Green Bay. Everything that Aaron Rodgers needs to succeed is right there for him in Tennessee.
Okay, we have a new clubhouse leader. That one being Gary. You know what? He called his shot. Again, Kielbasa Bacon phone line 656 ESPN. We're giving away to our best caller. I am the judge here. Best
and
caller.
No need to apologize to Houston Texans fans on their behalf.
Yeah.
We know what we are.
Yes. Okay. But, Kevin Hart tickets are on the line performing at the AT&T Center in August. But the thing that he doesn't get, his name is Gary, right? What he did not get, though, is he's right. It would be easier for him to run through that division where Tennessee is, but it's harder to get through the AFC. If he stays in the NFC, it'd be an easier path because Tom Brady retired. Russell Wilson isn't what he used to be. And the AFC
may not stay in the NFC.
Exactly. And in the AFC, well, you got Burrow, you got Mahomes, Josh Allen, you got Lamar Jackson, you got
Herbert,
Justin Herbert. I mean, come on, man. That's murderer's row of all
possibly
those quarterbacks.
Deshaun Watson.
That's very possible too. So, man, I like the take because, first of all, you came in cocky. I like that.
Of course you.
But he stuck the landing. I'm pretty excited about that. Now, speaking of cocky, Brandon Big Papi Medina is on the line. Okay. I think very, very cocky here because, man, the thing about it this past weekend, I'm turning on the TV. I'm wanting to watch some college basketball. And as I'm turning on college basketball, I fire up Twitter and I see just venom, just bitterness and anger going between Tech fans and UT fans. And the thing is that Texas Tech went into Austin and beat the Longhorns on Saturday afternoon, a big Big 12 matchup. Brandon was there. What's going on, Brandon?
My man. Listen, there's a difference between cockiness and confidence, baby.
Dude.
Your boy's ready. Listen, Texas Tech gets the big sweep. To nobody's surprise unless you were a Texas fan. And I think with the
I don't think it was a surprise to us.
Yeah, exactly. Texas Tech was ranked higher, baby.
I think we're aware of who we are, Brandon.
I mean, Texas Tech beat 11th ranked Texas Tech, beat 20th ranked UT 61-55.
Put some respect on it. As of about 30 minutes ago, they are now 9th ranked Texas Tech.
Well, they were 11th at the time. Right. Congratulations. Now 9th ranked. But, man, tell me this, man. You are a Tech fan. You are a Tech alum. The fact of the matter is that I know that you were proud of so much red in the Frank Irwin Center, in the stands out there.
100%. Listen, I was there in the press booth, and I didn't want to get jumped, so I wore zero red. Listen, I was just there unbiasedly. I was there as a media member, and as Pledge likes to say, I was playing it very safe. I wasn't going the full Marbach status. I was playing it very north side. So with me, it was incredible to see not only the fan base there, but the eruption of defense chants and for block shots and for turnovers. It seemed almost very much like a home game. And but I haven't seen on the other side. I've been to a lot of UT games growing up in San Antonio, and on the other side, Frank Irwin Center has never been that popping since the Durant days and TJ Ford days. And I mean, it was good for both sides, but Pledger knows this. I know this. Every UT alum knows this. You don't care about basketball, UT. You care about football and baseball, and you're not willing to travel. That's why you got what you got in Lubbock, and that's why you got what you got in Austin, because Tech alum and Tech fans do care about this program, especially with the heat of Chris Beard. So I think this was a perfect matchup. It was a great game, gritty, down to the wire, and if you took Tech to win and you took them to cover, you won yourself some money.
Now, that's the thing, man. You mentioned Chris Beard. That made it even harder, right? That made it even more bitter for Texas Tech fans, correct?
Oh, yeah, easily. I mean, this is a guy that promised to stay here, and he was like, I'm home, and this is beautiful. He was taking pizzas out to kids that were waiting out of games for days to go see them play Kansas, and when Kentucky came, and it was just, this guy was truly a huge part of the culture of Texas Tech. He was the biggest celebrity. He was Cliff Kingsbury-esque in Lubbock, and that's a big statement for anybody who knows about Cliff's time in Lubbock. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, he was massively, massively loved. I've seen him at restaurants. He never paid a dime. Everybody was paying for him. Let me buy you a drink, Chris. Let me buy you He was super duper loved. Obviously, he's an alumni of the University of Texas, and he said, when mama calls you home, you go. I get it. But damn, it feels good to spank his ass.
Very nice. Hey, Brandon, one last question. In the stands, it got a little bit heated, huh? Were you the one who
Yeah.
taped that video, or did you retweet that video?
So I retweeted that video. That's our boy Manny on Twitter. He's a diehard Tech fan as well. There's a few of those, and I think it did get heated in the stands. But also, this was, I mean, if you were watching on TV, maybe you saw, a lot of the Reds in the stadium. I would say it was about 35% Tech fans there. But honestly, it felt almost like a 90s edition of like Monday Night Raw or WCW. There was signs in the crowd of people saying, does the booster stop Raider rash? There's signs in the crowd of, people talking trash to Texas fans talking to Tech. It was not a one-sided trash talking competition. Everybody was getting in on it. And I think at the end of the game, when we saw the result, Tech fans definitely gave it to UT, but do not get me wrong. UT fans were definitely giving it to Tech from the start to finish of the game.
Texas Tech now 21-6, 10-4 in the Big 12, currently ranked number 9. In the Big 12, we have Kansas ranked 5th, Tech 9th, Baylor 10th, and UT at 20th. Right now, Texas Tech is on track to be a 2 or a 3 seed. Do they have what it takes to run the distance, to go the distance come March Madness?
Listen, this is a team that before COVID, literally the year before COVID, 2019, we were in the national championship with Chris Beer, the same coach that is at Texas. Obviously, Mark Adams, who was on his staff then and is now head coach now at Texas Tech, he's a defensive-minded coach, and in March Madness, you need that. That's what wins ball games. I think Texas Tech definitely has the opportunity to go to an Elite Eight, even maybe a Final Four, but only because you're running the gauntlet in the Big 12. You've been some of the best. They swept the national champions, my brother. Baylor got swept by Texas Tech with ease. Go look at the scores with ease. Texas gets swept. They fall to Kansas. They fall into Oklahoma. They've had their own defeats, but you're running the gauntlet in the Big 12. Every team is. You're more prepared for these big games, especially at a number 3 seed, where if UT makes the tournament, when they do make the tournament, they're going to have a lot tougher of a matchup than Texas Tech would and Kansas would. And so that makes it a lot harder for other Big 12 teams. So we're at a really good spot right now. I pray that we stay. We'll see what happens with Selection Day. But I do think Texas Tech makes at least an Elite 8 run.
That is Brandon Medina, host of the Sunday Sports Grill and Fantasy Gods here on San Antonio Sports Star, beating his chest like all the Texas Tech Red Raiders this week. And you know what? Deservedly so. That was awesome. That was a great game. But Tech, again, took out UT 61-55 on Saturday. What a great game. Fantastic game. But Tech now ranked number 9 in the U.S. Oh, man. They can make it, dude. That's the Big 12 championship's going to be fantastic. But, man, let's Brandon, thanks for being with us today, brother.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you guys. You guys have a good rest of your day.
I absolutely love Brandon on Twitter, dude. It was so funny, man. Seeing Tech fans just being overjoyed by it all, talking trash. It was fantastic.
He is the embodiment of wrestling culture.
Yeah.
He is just going full in on it with the over the top, just kind of disrespect coming at the Longhorn fans. Like, he was pumping his chest going into that game and coming out of it.
We've talked about the NBA. We've talked about the college basketball. Now let's get into high school basketball in a way, because Bronny James, son of LeBron James, who's a junior in high school at a very elite program in Los Angeles, made some news, not because of what he did, but because of what his father said. One of the all-time great basketball players, LeBron James, basically said that he is willing to play for any NBA team in his final season as long as they draft his son. He wants to play with his son and his final team. So that basically means that if the Spurs draft Bronny James, LeBron James would come and play for the Spurs. Really? Because the first thing I thought of was, man, I hope LeBron likes the G League, man, because if Bronny James is drafted by Brian Wright and R.C. Buford and by Pop, he's going to be sent to the G League and will be staying there the majority of the season. And I could just see LeBron James at 41 years old running up and down the court playing the Rio Grande Valley Vipers. That would be so hilarious. So hilarious. But think about the injustice he did to his son. Are you serious? Dude, Bronny James isn't even like a top recruit. He's a 4-star college recruit, which don't get me wrong, is very good. He will play D1 ball somewhere, but this guy is not like LeBron James, man. No one is like LeBron James. He's not even a 5-star recruit. And LeBron James is putting it out there on blast. Yeah, draft my son. I'll come play 2. It's a 2-for-1 deal, baby. Let's make this happen.
So would you would you waste a lottery pick to draft Bronny James for a year of LeBron?
Not a lottery pick, but Chicago Bulls 2025 pick in a heartbeat, man. Just so I can see LeBron James in silver and black.
Is that the Bronny class 2025 or is it 2024?
No, he's eligible in 2024 if he was going to come out after his freshman year, but if he played 2 seasons, it would come out 2025. And LeBron James has so many miles on the odometer. But it was just a funny thought because, first of all, Bronny James is a very good high school player, but he was actually higher ranked earlier. And now his ranking is going down. And people are saying that maybe, just maybe, that draft status or that ranking is inflated just based on his name. It is very possible.
I mean, look at the same thing. Like Zaire Wade.
Yeah.
He was somebody who never really heard of. He played at Sierra Canyon with Ronnie, but all of a sudden he's done playing basketball and Dwayne Wade becomes a part owner in the Jazz, and all of a sudden Zaire Williams ends up on the Jazz's summer league team.
It's just a terrible story all around, man. That dude colludes everywhere. But I want to see LeBron James play his final season in a small market. Imagine
Detroit, Orlando.
No, he gets picked up by the Sacramento Kings. Oklahoma City Thunder, LeBron James.
Oh, he was gushing about Sam Presti over the weekend.
Well, who wouldn't, man? I mean, come on. When Sam Presti said he wants Josh Primo, I suddenly wanted Josh Primo.
And he was like, oh, look at what he did with Gideon, all these picks. And then in the same side of his mouth was talking about, way to go, Rams. Who needs first round picks?
Oh, dude, since LeBron wants to follow everything that Jordan did.
I mean,
he'll have to go play for Charlotte.
He's taking after Michael Jimenez. He's talking out both sides of his
Oh,
mouth.
come on,
draft
man.
pick Sam Presti, way to go. Draft. Who needs draft picks? Rams, go.
But I was reading that it would make the team more valuable instantly by $60 million. Like there would be an infusion of cash. Think about all the 23 LeBron jerseys. Dude, we would retire LeBron's jersey after one season, even if he averaged 12 points and 6 rebounds. But LeBron James, lots of miles on the odometer, but the fact of the matter is that he does not play defense anymore until it comes time for the fourth quarter. So it's not like he's out there straining himself anymore. The guy leads the league in most walked miles on the court. There's actually a stat for that. Who walks the most on the court? And LeBron leads the league by far. Hey, man, we have more to come on San Antonio Sports Star. I see Javel's on the line. We'll get you on the other side. We'll also be talking about 50 Cent. Man, 50 Cent says he was fat shamed. We'll be getting into that at halftime, man. This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Roll home with Joe Reinagel and Jason Minix. The ride home made easy. The Blitz, this afternoon at 4. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
I'm James Pledger, and in the NFL, Sports Illustrated's Mike Fisher reports that the Cowboys are expected to prioritize re-signing wide receiver Michael Gallup this offseason. Gallup, who had ACL surgery earlier this month, is targeting an August return to play. With Amari Cooper owed a fully guaranteed $20 million in salary and CeeDee Lamb a year away from being extension eligible, Dallas would either need to create cap space or Gallup would need to sign a team-friendly deal. In the NBA, in the All-Star game, Team LeBron beat Team Durant 163-160 as LeBron James, in his return to Cleveland, ended it with a game winner to hit the target score. Steph Curry took home the MVP honor, scoring 50 points while hitting a record 16 threes in the game, and San Antonio's Dejounte Murray had a good night, scoring 17 points to go along with 5 assists and 5 rebounds. I'm James Pledger for San Antonio Sports Star.
You can talk low carb all you want, but if you don't have a lineup of great tasting snacks behind you, you're not going to win the keto game. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds are high protein and low carb. Plus, they're low sugar, gluten-free, and naturally loaded in collagen. So it is a no-brainer. Get the bold flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B and online at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
Southern Recipe pork rinds.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. We can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Yes, I'm so sorry about the wait, ma'am. I'll be with you shortly. Carrie, how many appointments did we book at 2:30?
Jin's physical therapy clinic is pretty stretched. He needs another PT before patients get bent out of shape.
Did you get fresh ice pack from Miss Davis's knee?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
So you're thinking about a new job. Better update your resume. Better text that friend of a friend who works in HR. Or, better idea, you go to thenewmonster.com, peruse millions of jobs, thousands of words of career advice. Now you're not just thinking about a new job, you are applying for it, interviewing for it, bragging before you even get it, investing in khakis. Good for you. Good for the world. Good way to find a new job. Go to thenewmonster.com or download our app today.
Progressive is America's #1 motorcycle insurer, so we understand motorcycles. No, really, we have a bike translator.
Okay, so this bike says she is struggling with her place in the motorcycle community. Well, she says she hasn't peaked yet, but she's having a little epiphany, okay? Oh, that maybe life itself is the peak. Interesting. In my experience, I found that... Oh, so I just translate. Not allowed to have opinions. Got it.
Quote with Progressive and see if you could save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
When it comes to getting work done on your property, get the power, comfort, and quality you need by choosing Kubota compact construction equipment, like excavators, skid loaders, and track loaders. At Ewald Kubota, we have all the equipment you need, whether you're buying or renting. And we know you need the reliable, dependable equipment Kubota is known for. Right now, all new rental customers get 10% off their first rental. This is our way of saying welcome to your neighborhood Ewald Kubota dealership. For more information, visit ewaldkubota.com.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. San Antonio Sports Star Drive to End Hunger is going on now through March 25th. Just go to sasportstar.com to give what you can or just find drop-off locations. It's all presented by the Institute for Functional Health, Rambler Sparkling Water, Copenhagen Imports, and Airtron.
Hey guys, it's Rudy J. Your home for sports talk is right here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Upload a photo of what's on your grill and enter a description and recipe at sasportstar.com, and you could win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. Winner chosen every Thursday at 6 on the Blitz. Not 50 cents, a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. Of course, we've got Into Club playing right now because 50 Cent is finally talking about all the jokes and memes that were made about him following the Super Bowl halftime performance. He looked a little puffy, man. But it's because we haven't seen him in a while. But man, so many people made fun of 50 Cent after that performance. Some of the best lines out there, which are cruel. We're talking about how he was looking more like $1 or $1.50 due to inflation. Okay, because remember 50 Cent, man. He used to be all ripped back in the day. And the more I look at him, Pledge, he doesn't look bad.
No, it's hard to get rid of that middle area the older you get.
He's 46 years old, man. What do you want him to be? Do you want him to be shredded forever?
Yes.
Who was shredded at 46?
Mark Wahlberg.
The fact that you had one off the top of your head is
I
a
didn't
little
even
bit
have
much.
it off the top of my head, but you said it was the first one that came to mind.
Yeah, so it's funny because 50 Cent has 12 million followers on Instagram and Twitter. And he said, quote, "I call this teasing me. They're just teasing me because they know I can drop the weight. That's why I laugh at them, or laugh with them rather.
Oh, he can?
Fat shaming only applies when you are ashamed of your fat, LOL. End quote. So he's basically saying he can lose the weight. He's like, dude, I can get rid of this if I wanted
Nice.
to. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think he's fat, man. He's just bigger than what he was before. He's thick, dude. I mean, the guy is just built like a tank. He's muscular, man.
His arms still look pretty big, but so did the waist.
I mean, the guy looks like an MMA fighter, dude. He's a good-looking dude, man. 46 years old, still bringing it. He's not as old as the other guys, man, because I freaked out last week when I found out that Dre was 56 and Snoop is 50 and Eminem is 49. That right there
Snoop's
is
still
crazy.
skinny.
Yes. Snoop, you know what? You would think that he'd have the munchies from time to time, but apparently he has a really good metabolism.
And I'll say this. For as old as M and Dre got jacked in his later years.
He did.
And M's physique is pretty good in his 40s right now. What is he, 49?
Yeah. I mentioned to a friend of mine that 50 Cent's physique looks a lot like Timbaland's back in the day, back in around 2005 or so. Not fat, not skinny, just kind of just big.
Puffy.
Yeah, but strong puffy, not fluffy.
Old man strong. Old man strong.
There you go.
But here's the thing. I think it's because of the comparison, because Snoop's still skinny, Dre got jacked, M looks good, Mary J. Blige looked good. There was one outlier in all of it, and it was 50.
That is 50. But the thing is, do you know what's really fat is his wallet, because that dude is worth a lot of money. Welcome back to Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star. We're on ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. We are giving away tickets to see Kevin Hart in concert. The superstar comedian, superstar actor is going to be at the AT&T Center in August. And to win the tickets, you need to talk to me. You need to give a sports take. The best take takes home the tickets. And right now we have Javelle on line one, wants to talk about Russell Wilson and whether or not he should stay with the Seahawks or not. What's going on, Javelle?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Dude.
So my take is this. All those guys come on here talking like those were some hot takes. Those were cold takes, especially the Cowboys going to Super Bowl. All Cowboy fans are crazy. They believe that every year. But my thing is this. Russell Wilson wants out of Seattle. Baker Mayfield can take Cleveland to where they need him to be. Swap those guys. Let Russell Wilson show everybody who Cleveland really is, because they have the talent. Everybody knows that. It's just that Baker Mayfield couldn't get him over the hump. Baker Mayfield goes to Seattle. They're in a rebuild stage anyway. They don't need that much from him. And that's all it is, man. Thank y'all.
Hey, man, appreciate the call. Javelle, that was a good call, man. You know, it's interesting that he talks about these players because they both have weapons. You take a look at Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is the epitome of a mediocre quarterback. He is the midway point of all quarterbacks. There are half the league's quarterbacks are better than him. Half the league's starting quarterbacks are worse than him. He is right there in the middle because Odell Beckham Jr., man, showed that he's still a really good wideout and that he's part of that championship run that the Rams had. It wasn't his fault, man. You take a look at it. Obviously, he played with a better quarterback in Matthew Stafford, and Matthew Stafford was able to get him the ball. Now, the thing about Seattle, I think Russell Wilson's exhausted from that place. It's a great town. It's a great sports town, but I think he's exhausted. But he has lots of talents out there with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. So if there's going to be a quarterback that's going to be going to Seattle, at least they know that they would have someone to play with. But, man, this has been a good time, man. Pledge, we got callers coming in.
We
baby.
do. And
Who
I
do you
got a
think the
question
leader is so far?
Gary, I'm going to go with you. So far, it's probably Gary.
Yeah.
Only because Javelle, while the take is strong and hot, there is no way that they're doing Russell Wilson for Baker Mayfield straight up. That is just insanity.
I know, man, because Russell Wilson has something. He has a Super Bowl ring. He's gone twice. He has a Super Bowl ring. So, of course, Russell Wilson is worth more. But the fact of the matter is, man, I love the fact that we are in February right now. The Super Bowl was just a couple of weeks ago, and people are still talking about the NFL. That is why the NFL is king in the United States. All other sports just really don't matter, to be honest with you. The Spurs matter to us because they're our hometown team. But make no mistake, the NFL is where it's at. And to some respect, college football is kind of like that too. You know, they're talking about how baseball, baseball last week announced that they're going to be pushing back some of the spring training games because they're having a labor issue again. I cannot tell you how excited I would be if baseball did not come back. Me and baseball just don't work together, dude. I am not a baseball fan. I stopped cheering for baseball when the Texas Rangers were one strike away from winning the World Series. And at that point, when they lost it, I just couldn't watch it anymore. But the funny thing about it, though, is it's one of my favorite sports to watch in person. So I'd be happy to go to a Rangers game. I'd be happy to go to an Astros game. But to think about watching game after game after game on ESPN, dude, that is absolutely brutal. But again, the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open at 656 ESPN. That is 656 3776. Philip is on the line. Dude, you're trying to win tickets to see Kevin Hart, baby. You are coming at me saying the Cowboys should make a big move. What is that move?
Here's the move. Dak Prescott is our version of Jared Goff. My hot take is that we trade Dak Prescott right now that he has some value for Russell Wilson, which would be our version of Stafford, and go all in with all the weapons that we already have in place to win this whole thing.
Okay, dude, stay on the line real fast. Stay on the line. Okay, you called Dak Prescott the Cowboys version of Jared Goff. So for those of you who don't know, Jared Goff played for the Rams for many years, got traded to the Detroit Lions. The Lions traded Matthew Stafford to the Rams, and in the first year, the Rams won the Super Bowl. So again, who do you want to see Dak traded to? You said Seattle, right, for
Yes,
Russell Wilson?
For Russell Wilson.
But aren't you afraid that Russell Wilson is kind of just past his prime?
I mean, the same could be said about Matt Stafford, and you see how that worked out. Arguably, I would say that Russell Wilson is a much better quarterback than Russell Wilson, much better quarterback than Matt Stafford.
Now, let me ask you one last question. I was watching reading some mock drafts last week, and I was surprised that half of them have the Cowboys going after a wide receiver. So it sounds like you're a Cowboys fan, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay, so would you be happy with them going after a wide receiver in the first round? And if they didn't go for a receiver, who would you want them to go for? What type of player? What type of position?
I think I think we're good at wide receiver, depending on if we can get Gallup back and what happens with Cooper. I think that we're good at wide receiver position. I arguably would probably go with somebody on maybe offensive line, somebody like replacing like Connor Williams, who for me seems like at least every game he was getting some flag called on him on like every crucial possession that we had.
Fantastic, man. Philip, thank you for the phone call. We have a new clubhouse leader for those Kevin Hart tickets. Dude, when you start jumping up and down because he called Dak Prescott the Dallas Cowboys version of Jared Goff, it was like you fell in love with a phone call. I had never seen you just open up like that. But we have another hour of halftime to go here on San Antonio.
That was pretty funny.
It was, man. Another hour to go on San Antonio Sports Star. This is halftime. When we come back, Juwan Howard, head coach of the Michigan basketball team. What an idiot, man. Did you see what happened? Dude, that guy might get fired. This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Didn't catch R&R in the morning?
Here's what you missed.
Every one of them at fault. The guy who got his ass whooped, he's at fault. He said something.
Yeah.
Kamara, you're at fault. Everybody at fault.
Rob, you willing to take a $5 million ass whooping?
Yes. I'm taking an ass whooping for a lot less. Unequivocal, yes.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Me too, dog.
I can buy some plastic surgery.
Rob Thompson, Rudy J. Weekday morning 7 to 10 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
In a world where a single touch can threaten the surfaces of your home, there's Microban 24. Just one spray fights bacteria all day.
Bacteria incoming. Shields up, defenders.
When used as directed, Microban 24 sanitizing spray forms a defensive shield that keeps killing 99.9% of bacteria for up to 24 hours. Touch after touch.
Threat eliminated.
Microban 24. Don't just sanitize it, Microban it. Now spraying in a store near you.
Tonight isn't just epic, it's extreme.
That's right. The premiere of AGT Extreme with the biggest, most exciting acts you've ever seen.
Like people swimming less than 30 minutes after they eat. Extreme.
More like huge jaw-dropping acts. No special effects, no stuntmen, 100% extreme.
Like full contact knitting. Extreme.
Not exactly. This one's hosted by Terry Crews with judges Travis Pastrana, Nikki Bella, and Simon Cowell.
Ooh.
AGT Extreme premieres tonight on NBC.
Or a bunch of puppies.
Oh.
Extremely cute.
I give up.
The Roo Pub is the best place to watch a game. Football, basketball, the big fights, they have them on at the Roo on their 3 massive 170-inch laser screens and TVs all around. Come hungry, the food is fantastic, and the kitchen is open until 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. The Roo Pub has the best darts area in town, indoor cornhole, and weekday happy hour from 11 to 6. For lunch, dinner, or late at night, and the best place to watch a game, get into the Roo Pub at 281 in Redmond Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. We can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Jason Minix here for Garageanization. You've heard me tell you about their shelving, overhead racks, and storage systems to make your garage functional for the entire family. If you have issues with your garage, call 210-664-4494. Have them come out and give you a free consultation. Garageanization couldn't be a better choice. A veteran family-owned and operated business for more than a decade. Give them a call at 210-664-4494 or go to the website garageorganizationsanantonio.com.
My name is Tino, and I want to tell you about the Institute for Functional Health. I met Dr. Torres not long ago. I was overweight, my joints were inflamed, and I was in constant pain. I had visited doctors before, but lost all hope because the treatment options were all the same. Surgery or a bunch of prescribed medications I did not want to take. I called the Institute for Functional Health to set an appointment with Dr. Torres. Over the next few weeks, Dr. Torres changed my life. I've lost 30 pounds, have more energy than ever before, no pain, and my labs are perfect. Even my former doctors cannot believe it. I am now 61 and feel like I am 31 thanks to Dr. Torres and his staff. I feel incredible. The results were so good, my wife called the Institute for Functional Health. Dr. Torres has totally changed our lives.
Call Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. 468-1891. That's 468-1891 for the Institute for Functional Health.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm gonna let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
Live, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Michael Jimenez.
Halftime.
It's hour number 2 of halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. On the go at sasportstar.com. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. Search San Antonio Sports Star, like and subscribe. My name's Michael Jimenez, your host from 12 to 2. Happy President's Day, everybody. James Pledge is riding shotgun with me today. Pledge. Dude, I told you last week that I heard gunshots in my neighborhood.
Yep.
And I didn't
fireworks.
I know, man. I didn't give you the update. The update was someone caught it on their Ring camera about 6 or 7 houses away. And
that's close.
And yeah, so you hear it, and then you hear a car kind of peel out a little bit. So that's been creeping us out in my neighborhood. I live in a pretty nice neighborhood off 1604 in Petranco. I'm a few miles outside of 1604, and it's a nice neighborhood. And we don't really have much when it comes to crime, other than we have some car break-ins from time to time. But it's typically with the first couple of blocks within the subdivision. It doesn't go deep into the subdivision. And I'm kind of in the middle of it, in the heart of the subdivision, if you will, the center of it all, the top of the hill, the highest peak as well.
It's all about you everywhere you turn, huh?
Exactly. Well, I'm the star of my own life. So the thing about it though is that over the weekend there were reports of people trying to break into cars close to my house. In fact, one of my neighbors reached out, put on Facebook on the homeowners page over there, basically saying that showing video of people trying to open the car doors in her yard, right? So the fact of the matter is that I am a little bit concerned about that. And last night I decided to go get my car charger from my car, and I walk outside and I see somebody out parked across the street from my house, and there's like 3 or 4 people inside there. And it's one of those things where I look at that and I'm going, I wonder what they're doing, right? But I get my charger out and I walk back inside, and then I come inside my house and I start watching TV, watching Yellowstone with the missus. But what ends up happening is after about 10 minutes, I start thinking about it, and I go on my cameras, my security cameras, and I see that car is still there idling. And that car is still there. And at this point, I'm thinking to myself, this is a little bit weird. I wait another 5 or 10 minutes. It's still idling. Okay. Now, keep in mind, no one lives across the street from me. Okay. Someone lives across the street, but the house is facing the other way. So that whole part of the street, that's kind of just like an empty parking area, if you will.
Okay.
So what I ended up doing was I ended up getting my keys to go check the mail when I really wasn't checking the mail.
Oh, that's a horrible idea.
I was going.
This is a lot like your dream where you think somebody's trying to rob you, and you end up going out or being lured outside to be robbed. So you end up going outside to check after you wake up.
Yeah. Kenyon Walker comes out on Facebook Live and says, sounds like Mike lives in hood adjacent. I get that. So anyway, so now I'm going out there to go check the mail, right?
It's a horrible idea.
I grab the mail, which, by the way, they're parked probably about 25 feet, 30 feet away from the mailbox. So I'm walking right in front of them because I have my phone camera out. I'm going to take a picture of the, or at least jot down the license plate. And I notice as I'm checking the mailbox, they have no license plate. Okay.
You've made so many bad decisions already in this story.
And then I turn around and I look, they have no hubcaps. Okay. So we have a blue car in my neighborhood with no license plate and no hubcaps, and 3 or 4 people inside there who don't live in the area or don't live on that side of the street anyway, in a running car with the lights off, and they're there for 20, 25 minutes.
What kind of car is it?
It was probably an older model Toyota Corolla or a Honda Accord.
Okay, so not an undercover cop car. Got it.
Right. No, they did not look like cops. It looked like
I was thinking, one of the old Ford Tauruses or whatever it may be, the old cruiser cars.
I'd say ages 16 to 23 in this respect, right? Now, my next door neighbor comes out and walks out and just walks towards the back of the car.
Oh, it's an awful idea too.
Okay, and then the car just takes off, right? Now, mind you, again, we had seen video posted from 5 or 6 houses down where people were trying to come into cars, right? They were trying to break into cars. And now it sort of, it's one of those things where it's like, me and my neighbors were standing outside going, let's just wait and see if somebody comes by again. And so moral of the story is yesterday I got to meet my neighbors because I'd never met them before. But we were sitting there talking about this whole situation. But yeah, maybe I do live hood adjacent. I live in a nice neighborhood, but I don't want to say the neighborhoods around me are bad. They're really not. I mean, some are nicer than others. There's neighborhoods that are nicer than mine, and mine is nicer than others, but we're all pretty decent. This is what feeds into Brennan High School. But that was last night, man.
I'm appalled at the bad decisions you made in a consecutive order.
What was the bad decision? How do I investigate this? What am I supposed to do?
if there was a shooting in your neighborhood already just a few days prior, and you have concerns of a car idling outside of your property.
Look, I just wanted to go knock on their door and go, "What are you youths doing?"
Yeah. You're getting ready to bust a cat.
No, we've already been told that cap is no longer a thing. Papa cap or whatever it is. Yeah, yeah. But
anyway, you've made all these horrible decisions one after the other in terms of going outside, realizing this was a thing, going back outside, unarmed, by the way, as you go check the mail.
I had my mail. I mean, and armed.
You gonna paper cut them to death?
1,000 paper cuts. 1,000 cuts.
I mean, you know what you do? You call the cops and be like, there's a weird car idling outside of my house for an unordained amount of time.
And it's so funny because, the neighbors come out and they're like, that's not us. That's not ours. But why would the car take off? Take pics or videos, just stay safe. But it's kind of hard when it's late at night and you don't know the driver's license plate, the license plate of it all, right? What are you going to do? Oh,
call the cops.
It's a blue car. It's a blue car. Dude, I called 911 on that shooting the other day and 911 did not answer for 6 minutes. I was on hold for 6 minutes and no one answered the phone. Seriously. Do better, Bexar County Sheriff's Office. I was on the phone for 6 minutes.
I mean, maybe Kenyon
middle of the
Walker's
day.
right.
It was like 10 a.m. and no one answered the phone, but the non-emergency line happened. But we all know 911 in our head. Do you know what we don't know? We don't know 335-6000, which is I think that's the non-emergency line. But man, welcome back to halftime. I'm apparently blessed to be back. I didn't get capped, but these youths need to stop doing that, man. You know what's so funny? Or it's not funny, but what's going to end up happening is something bad's going to happen to one of those kids. I mean, they're trying to steal $30 worth of stuff in a car, but man, someone's going to kill them. And, just kind of is what it is. You said that I was having, what did you call it? Bad decision after bad decision.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know who else had a bad decision? Juwan Howard, head coach of the Michigan Wolverines men's basketball team. Don't know if you saw this, but Juwan Howard, I remember Juwan Howard because I'm of a certain age. I'm 44 years old.
Fab 4, baby.
Fab 5, baby.
5, yeah.
Fab 5 with Jalen Rose.
You remember who the fifth was?
King, right?
It's Jimmy King.
Jimmy King. So it was
Texas' own
Jimmy King. It was Chris Webber, Juwan Howard. It was King, Jalen Rose. And why am I missing the other one?
Webber, Howard, Rose, Jimmy King.
Oh, it's gonna piss me off.
Oh,
we'll look it up. We'll look it up during the break. Either way, Juwan Howard went back to Michigan. Okay, he had a really good NBA career. Went back to his alma mater and is coaching the Michigan Wolverines. And this past weekend, he made an absolute idiot of himself. A head coach of a college program starting a brawl.
Jimmy King and Ray Jackson.
Both
out of Texas, by the way.
But did you see that? What did you think, Pledge, when you saw Juwan Howard? I don't know if you want to call it a punch or a slap or a B slap of another head coach, of Wisconsin's head coach.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think when you saw it?
I mean, it was funny. I mean, both of them were in the wrong because it's about the situation that led up to it. Michigan's down double digits. Wisconsin has emptied his bench and is letting a bunch of players play that normally wouldn't get playing time, right?
Yeah, that's basketball.
Yeah. So Howard decides to full court press these kids that aren't getting their first minutes. He is upset by this. They can't get anything done, and Wisconsin calls a timeout to get them to regroup so that they get. So the Wisconsin coach takes umbrage with the fact that the Michigan Wolverines are full court pressing when this game is over, and now Michigan's coach Juwan Howard is taking offense to the fact that he called timeout because they were pressing. And it all boiled to a head in the handshake line where the dap up was very Bill Belichickian when he meets his disciples.
So at this point, Wisconsin has won by double digits. I think they won by like 15 points.
It was about 15. Yeah.
And, it's customary. Players shake hands, coaches shake hands. But Juwan Howard ends up getting into a disagreement with that coach and starts telling him off. The thing about the Wisconsin coach was, even though the Wisconsin coach was probably about a foot shorter, he didn't back off. He was like, "What are you doing?" He wasn't saying step up. He wasn't stepping up in any way, but he just basically stood his ground. And Juwan Howard kept on yelling, and the Wisconsin coach started jawing back at him. And Juwan Howard, who's 6'10", 7 feet tall, takes a swipe at him. It was a fist that opened up upon contact. So maybe it's a slap or whatever the case may be. But what ended up happening was all these players from Wisconsin and from Michigan, they started fighting each other, and it started a brawl. Now, I mean, it wasn't malice at the palace. This wasn't Ron Artest and fans getting involved. But the fact of the matter is that a coach started a fight after a game and made contact, full force contact with another head coach. I'm sorry. I don't care if Juwan Howard is royalty over there at Michigan. He should be fired on the spot. And I've been hearing, these commentators on ESPN and First Take and all that saying, oh, well, he should be suspended the rest of the year and throughout the playoffs. But no, this isn't the first time that Juwan Howard has lost his temper. He went off last year against Tom Izzo in Michigan State. Now, he didn't hit anybody, but he used really offensive language and he lost his temper. The thing is that you are a leader of men and you should be set as an example. You should set the example for your men. And what example did he set? He set no example, a terrible example. Juwan Howard is royalty in Michigan. He will always be loved because the Fab Five will always be loved. But just because you have that in the background, I don't want to hear, oh, he had a bad day. He had a bad game. He lost his temper. He won't do it again. Fact of the matter is that there are certain things that you do not get 3 strikes for. There's certain things that you do where you only get 1 strike and you're out. And Juwan Howard should be out. Siberian Sneaks on Facebook says, I'm a huge Michigan fan and love me some Juwan, but I think he should be fired. Completely unacceptable. He needs to be setting an example. And I hate to say that because I would assume that Juwan Howard is probably a nice man. I would assume that he is somebody that is who loves his program, who loves his players, but he did them wrong and he did himself wrong. And this is going to be something that might haunt him for a while. He may not only lose his job, he may lose his ability to teach in this profession. The days of Bobby Knight in Indiana are gone. The days of being able to throw a chair onto the court and manhandle your players and talk crap and threaten your opponent, those days are over. You want to call that cancel culture, you want to call it whatever. I'm glad that those days are over. But Juwan Howard, dude, someone that I cheered for growing up, my God, what were you thinking? And I would encourage you to go on to, Twitter or YouTube, the whole Juwan Howard incident. But, I'm watching it again right now. And, it's a 36-second video here. And the crazy part of it is that the players were not upset. You would think that Juwan Howard was maybe standing up for his players. But I'm looking at this video, the players were just ready to go home. The game was over. They were not upset. They were shaking the hands of the opponent.
And it was over even before the game ended, so.
Yeah. So the players got fired up because Juwan Howard struck another coach rather. That's what started it. It wasn't like it was getting chippy.
Mm-hmm.
This was somebody who got offended. And this reminds me of like baseball where they have the unspoken rules of baseball. Like you don't do this because, it's an unspoken rule, unwritten rule of the game. I don't care. Your team lost, man. Your team lost. And right now I'm reading an article by the Detroit News, the column by Nolan Finley, who's calling for the firing of Juwan Howard. And I absolutely agree. You know, Jawan Howard might have been blackballed a little bit, or he might get blackballed because he's doing it to himself. But the same could have been said about Brian Flores, former head coach of the Miami Dolphins. We all assumed he committed career suicide. We all assumed that he would not be a coach in the NFL this upcoming year, or maybe for years to come, that he'd be the Colin Kaepernick of coaching. Dude got a job, man. Dude got a job. He is now going to be working with the Pittsburgh Steelers as a linebackers coach. Now, that's a far fall from being a head coach, right? I mean, just this past season, led the Dolphins to 7 straight wins, right? Led them to a winning record. And no, he's not getting a coordinator position, but he's getting a linebackers coach position. So at least he is on the payroll while his lawsuit against the NFL and the Miami Dolphins and the New York Giants and the Denver Broncos moves forward. But the thing about it is, you might think to yourself, great. You see, there's absolutely no racism in football, right? Right? That's what we're going to think, right? Because he got hired. Who's the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Well, it's Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin, African American.
Well,
didn't seem to have an issue.
Also, what organization did he go to?
He went to the Steelers organization. No one tells them to do crap.
Well, it's not just that. Who is the Rooney Rule named after? Former Steelers owner Art Rooney.
Yeah. You know, say what you want about various organizations and whatnot, but the Steelers, you go back to their coaching. They've only had 3 head coaches their entire career, or the entire span.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They went
amazing.
from Chuck Noll to Bill Cowher to Mike Tomlin.
And would you maybe think that it might one day go to Brian Flores?
I wouldn't say no.
I wouldn't say no either. He's a good head coach, man. He does a fantastic job. But man, Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open right now. It's now your time to shine. As I mentioned in the 12 o'clock hour, we are giving away tickets to see Kevin Hart, superstar comedian, superstar actor, coming to San Antonio, performing at the AT&T Center. In order to win these tickets, you need to call in and have a sports take. You need to talk to me and pledge. The number again is 656-ESPN. Again, the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines, 656-ESPN. When we come back, we'll be talking about the rodeo and all the fun that we had out there. And we're also going to show some love for Dejounte Murray. What a great night he had at the All-Star game. This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Here we go again. Baseball owners and players can't agree on a new contract. The owners have locked players out. The players have refused a federal arbitrator. And no one's playing ball anytime soon. What will this mean for spring training? What will it do to the regular season? Will there even be a regular season? Stay connected and be in the know. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Here in Texas, the heat is relentless. The storms are serious. The hail is insane. Texas weather doesn't do anything halfway, and neither should your roofer. Hi, I'm Joe Reinagle. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. So whether you need a simple repair or a roof replacement, metal or composition, you need a roofer you can trust. That's Stevens Roofing. They're reputable, reliable, and have always been your local roofer. Call Stevens Roofing today for a free estimate, 210-785-0994, or go online at stevensroofing.net.
Got a party of 10 coming in. We need to flip those 2 tables.
Leah's restaurant is fully booked night after night.
Section 3 is still behind.
She no longer has reservations about finally finding a hostess.
Why doesn't 23 have menus? Oh, they're in my hand.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Made in America, highest quality, locally owned business. That's Connecticut Quality Water Softeners. I'm Chris Canepa, owner of Connecticut in San Antonio in the Hill Country. There's a reason Dave Ramsey says a Connecticut is a wise investment for your home.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it.
It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association.
A Kinetico is made right here in America, has the best warranty in the industry, and is the wise investment for your home. Plus, you can try a Kinetico water system for 90 days absolutely free with no contract. Call us at 656-PURE.
Check them out at KineticoSA.com.
Call 656-PURE. Kinetico.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. We can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Join up the game plan for the second half of the day. It's halftime with Michael Jimenez on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Halftime's going on the road. Come check out the show. Hang out with me and Pledge. Thursday at the Roo Pub, noon to 2. The Blitz will also be at the Roo Pub on 281 in Redland from 4 to 7 on Thursday. Why? Because San Antonio Sports Star is turning 14 years old. It is our birthday. Come celebrate with us. Again, the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road.
It's almost time for our quinceañera.
I know. I'm super excited about that. Then we could have a Sweet 16. Sweet 16 after that.
Sweet 16 after that.
Yeah, very nice. Welcome back to Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Just wait till we turn 21.
You know, there's a guy named Philip who called in. He's about 30 minutes away from winning tickets to go see Kevin Hart in concert, in performance, if you will, at the AT&T Center in August. We're giving away tickets to see Kevin Hart, superstar comedian, superstar actor. He's coming to San Antonio, but to win these tickets, you need to call in and have a sports take, and I am the judge. Pledge could also judge as well. He gives me a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
I like I like Philip as the leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah, Philip called Dak Prescott the Jared Goff of the Dallas Cowboys, and we were all about it.
And they need to trade for Russell Wilson.
Exactly. Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open. Can you beat Philip? The number is 656 ESPN. Again, 656 ESPN.
And by the way, beating him does not mean having a hotter take.
Yeah, you don't have to have a hot take. Have a good take, man. You know, just bring spur the conversation along, if you will, right?
Bring the energy.
Hey, breaking news coming into San Antonio Sports Star.
This is breaking news from San Antonio Sports Star.
Hold all tickets. Medina Spirit, winner of the Kentucky Derby, has been removed. Disqualified. He is no longer the Kentucky Derby champion because he tested positive for a banned medication, according to the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission. The trainer, Bob Baffert, was fined $7,500
and suspended 90 days.
Yep, and all purse money that Medina Spirit won has been forfeited. What happens to all the people who bet on this at Retama Park?
Yeah, or anywhere.
Yeah.
Literally anywhere. Anyone who bet on it. If you had, because Churchill Downs also announced that because of this ruling, the Mandalon is now recognized as the winner of the 147th Kentucky Derby.
Congratulations to the Mandalon. Sounds like...
Which, by the way, if you had him in your parlay or trifecta, does that mean that if you held on to that ticket that you can now have it honored?
Yeah.
Or what's going on?
The Mandalon sounds like a point guard for Oklahoma City Thunder. Sounds like episode 12 of a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, that it actually does.
So yeah, that's the lamest breaking news that we've had. Guess what? There's cheating in horse racing. You know, news at 11.
Shocker.
Yeah, very nice.
Next thing you know, they're going to tell me there are PEDs involved in baseball.
Exactly.
When they actually play.
This has been a fun show. We're all over the place. Whenever we have lots of callers, because we had a lot of callers in the last hour. Again, 656 ESPN. Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open. You know, this is funny. John Hollinger, who's basically a nerd who used to work for ESPN. He also worked in the NBA as well as a front office guy. He's with the Athletic now. He comes up with these formulas to kind of determine how valuable a player is, like a per rating, a player efficiency rating, stuff like that. He kind of
WAR in
pioneered.
baseball.
Yeah, so it's basically a cybermetric way, if you will, of evaluating certain players. So this past weekend at the All-Star Weekend in Cleveland, NBA All-Star Weekend, the top 75 players of all time were honored, and part of that list included David Robinson, Tim Duncan, George Gervin, and Spurs fans Kawhi Leonard as well. I don't care what you say; he's a Spur. I don't like Kawhi Leonard, but he's a Spur. So that being said, John Hollinger came up with something called GOAT points, like greatest of all time points.
Okay.
To try to like rank and stack these 75 players. Like how do you rank these 75 players? And controversial, man. There's some people who like these rankings and others who are saying that he's out of his mind. But I'm going to give you the top 11.
Okay. So who's behind Jordan?
Controversy at number 1.
What?
He has LeBron James.
Jordan? What?
Yeah. Now, personally, I don't think either one of them is the GOAT.
Well,
Kareem.
Yeah,
I'm team Kareem when it comes to it all. I think he's the greatest basketball player who's ever played.
I get how, especially in a sabermetric world, how LeBron could be number 1 because of the amount of times he's been to the finals, the amount of teams that he's put together, the statistics that he's put together over his career. I can see how in this day and age he would sabermetrically be number 1 overall. But the problem is, does his formula account for playing in a really, really weak Eastern Conference for the majority of his career, where he had really no threats on his way to the finals?
Yeah, he apparently said that he's trying to judge eras, kind of trying to somehow mix them all together, in a way
because I remember
make some allowances.
Jordan's path to the finals was brutal every year.
Was it really?
Yeah.
No, man. We romanticize our youth sometimes.
What?
Dude, I mean, we had some of the greatest players of all time in Magic and Dr. J and Larry and MJ and Hakeem.
Isaiah Thomas,
right?
David Robinson.
But the
Karl
weird thing
Malone.
is that it was very top heavy. Okay. There were like 5 or 6 really good teams in the NBA back then. But take a look at everything below that. It was awful. I mean,
I'm just talking about the playoff path that he had to take.
Well, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. The semifinals were brutal, and the finals were brutal.
Even the first round, you had to get past Zoe and LJ.
Man, that you're cherry picking one year. I'm going like collectively from 82 to about 96, 97.
You had to face the Celtics in the first round his first year.
And they lost.
I'm aware.
Right. He got over the hump after the bad boy Pistons.
Yeah.
But let's go to the top 10 right here. The top 10, they have LeBron James at 1. They have Michael Jordan at 2. John Hollinger has Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at 3. At 4, Tim Duncan. Spurs great. I kind of like Tim Duncan at 4. That actually makes sense to me. Karl Malone at 5. Wilt Chamberlain at 6. Larry Bird at 7. Magic Johnson at 8. Bill Russell at 9. And at 10, Kobe Bryant, followed by at 11, Shaquille O'Neal. After the 11th one, it kind of drops off pretty quickly after that. But I like that list, man. I absolutely like that list. I like Tim Duncan at 4 because that's kind of who I have him at, or where I have him at. If you ask me my personal rankings, I have 1 as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I have 2 as Michael Jordan. I have 3 as LeBron James, and I have 4 as Tim Duncan. And I know Spurs fans are going to be like, but Tim Duncan beat LeBron James twice in the finals. I get that. But the fact of the matter is that with the longevity and all that he's done, and you take a look at all the statistics, LeBron James has had a hell of a career, man, and it's still going. We don't know what the numbers are going to look like 3, 4, 5 years from now when he actually does retire. He is going to retire, if he is healthy, as the highest scoring player of all time. He's going to have the most number of all-star appearances. His resume is amazing. The thing is, he'll have fewer titles probably than Duncan. What's up, Fletch?
I need clarification.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be the arbiter and the judge.
Yeah.
Of course, we got Gary online. He actually wants to talk about what we're talking about, GOATs.
Mm-hmm.
But Gary called in earlier with the take on Aaron Rodgers. So, is Gary going to get a second shot at the Kevin Hart tickets? Or does he have to wait until tomorrow to win them?
That's a very good question.
Because I wanted to run it by you, because that is something we did not anticipate, is people calling him with multiple takes if they get overtaken in their lead.
Okay, here's the thing. It can't be a tie goes to the runner type of thing. Like, if he wants to win this, he needs to win going away. Like, he has to blow us out of the water.
Okay.
Gary, you are on line one. What's going on, my man?
All right, so I was talking about the greatest of all time consideration should be someone that changed the game, right? So if we're talking about greatest of all time, this player has never been in the consideration, but should be, and that's Shaquille O'Neal in the NBA, because not only did he change the game, he changed how it was played via equipment. He was breaking down backboards and rims and all of that when he came in. They had to actually change the equipment to accommodate his style of play.
Interesting. That's Gary calling
Nobody
in
else
on.
has done that.
That's Gary calling on line one. I like the take. It
And
was a very
remember,
good
he
take.
changed the rules too, because they took away the zones because of Shaq, and that's when illegal defenses came into play.
And he was a complete liability the last 2 minutes of a game because of Hack-a-Shaq.
Well, even in the beginning of the game.
I mean, one of the greatest things that Popovich ever did, and one of the greatest videos of Popovich, which, by the way, remember we were talking the other day about how when Popovich has his name, because he doesn't have a jersey number, retired at the AT&T Center, what should it be?
It's a furrowed brow.
It should be him doing the thumbs up to Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, that is amazing. You remember that? Let's get nostalgic here.
Absolutely, I remember that.
Yeah, so the Spurs would always do Hack-a-Shaq against the Lakers.
Because it was right after tip-off, and they just immediately grabbed him and wrapped him up.
2 seconds in, and he just looks over at Pop, and Pop just starts laughing like, thumbs up. Great. Fantastic. Can we all agree that when Pop retires, that is what we're going to do right there? But man, fantastic. I like talking about the greatest of all time. Again, John Hollinger of The Athletic has LeBron James as number one. And not only that, he has it currently going away at number one, followed by Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Tim Duncan, Karl Malone at 5. A little bit of a concern about that. No rings. Sorry, you don't count. But again, yesterday they honored the top 75 at the NBA All-Star Game in Cleveland. And I was a little bit disappointed that Tim Duncan was not there, but his presence was felt because apparently they had him under some backdrop and he wasn't there, but he was able to wave at the crowd. I don't know how that all worked, whether that was live or not. David Robinson was there. George Gervin was there. When they announced George Gervin's name, he pretended like he was doing a finger roll, which is fantastic. And then Kawhi Leonard there at was also listed as one of the top 75 players of all time. It got me thinking about Kawhi Leonard because a lot of Spurs fans were upset about it on Twitter, and they noticed that on Instagram, the Spurs said congratulations to Gervin, congratulations to Tim, congratulations to David Robinson, but the one player that they did not congratulate was Kawhi Leonard. And I have two things I want to talk about when it comes to Kawhi Leonard. One is he a Spur? And the fact of the matter is that he is a Spur. He forever will be a Spur. 2014 does not happen because of him, without him. And I know we don't like him. I don't like him either. Yes, he was a liar. He lied to the team. Yes, he forced his way out. All of those things are all true, but it's kind of like family. You can say that you're not a member of this family anymore, but the fact of the matter is, it's still blood. And as time goes on, I look at Kawhi Leonard, and I think to myself, you know what? At least we got the 2014. At least we got the 2014. Now, it's true. We could have gotten 2013 also if he had made some free throws, but that's something different. But it's one of those things where I look at it more and more, and he's part of San Antonio's story. He's part of San Antonio's history. You can't tell the story of the Spurs without at least mentioning Kawhi Leonard a little bit. Now, I'm not saying that I want his number put up on the rafters, but it just kind of is what it is. Now, I was looking at Kawhi Leonard's numbers. Is he a Hall of Famer yet? Because you would think that if he's in the top 75, that he would be a surefire Hall of Famer. But when I think of Hall of Fame, I think of, multiple rings, which he has. I think of stats. I think of all-star appearances, and he doesn't have a lot of that. It's just so weird. I'm taking a look at his stats right here. He has 5 all-star appearances. Hall of Famers typically have 8 or more. I mean, LaMarcus Aldridge has like 8. DeMar DeRozan has around 7 or so. And you take a look, he averages 19 points per game. It's just so weird because I'm taking a look at these stats. 11,000 points scored for a career. It normally isn't enough. But it's so weird that the NBA considered Kawhi Leonard to be one of the top 75 players of all time. We have callers on the line. We have Frank and Gerald. We're going to get to you on the other side because, again, we're giving away tickets to see Kevin Hart at the AT&T Center in August. Your chance to win. Philip is the leader right now, but he's got about 15 minutes to hold on to this. Can he hold on? This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Ribs, burgers, chicken. Submit what you cooked on the grill or smoker, and you can win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market. Grilling with the Blitz. Online at sasportstar.com.
I'm James Pledger, and in the NBA, the All-Star Game ended in a storybook fashion, as in his return to Cleveland. Team LeBron beat Team Durant 163-160, with LeBron ending it on a game-winning fadeaway to hit the target score. Steph Curry took home the MVP, scoring 50 points while hitting a record 16 threes in the game, and San Antonio's Dejounte Murray had a good night, scoring 17 points for Team Durant to go along with 5 assists and 5 rebounds. In the NFL, Sports Illustrated's Mike Fisher reports that the Cowboys are expected to prioritize re-signing wide receiver Michael Gallup this offseason. Gallup, who had ACL surgery earlier this month, is targeting an August return. And finally, in college basketball, the new AP Top 25 is out as the Texas Tech Red Bears are 9th, Baylor's 10th, and the Houston Cougars 14th this week, while the Texas Longhorns remained at 20th. I'm James Pledger for San Antonio Sports Star.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
My leg was painful, red, and swollen just doing the crossword puzzle. I could have put off telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
He told his doctor and found out his leg pain, swelling, and redness are deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to the lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. If you have one or more of these symptoms, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Tonight isn't just epic, it's extreme.
That's right. The premiere of AGT Extreme with the biggest, most exciting acts you've ever seen.
Like people swimming less than 30 minutes after they eat. Extreme.
More like huge jaw-dropping acts. No special effects, no stuntmen, 100% extreme.
Like full contact knitting. Extreme.
Not exactly. This one's hosted by Terry Crews with judges Travis Pastrana, Nikki Bella, and Simon Cowell.
Ooh.
AGT Extreme premieres tonight on NBC.
Or a bunch of puppies.
Oh.
Extremely cute.
I give up.
Hi everyone, Michael Kielbasa with Kielbasa Smoked Meats here. When you bring a package of our smoked sausage home, keep it simple. It's handcrafted in small batches and fully cooked, so you can just heat it up and enjoy. My favorite way to eat it is on a bun with mustard or wrapped in a tortilla. Try some from a store near you today, and if it's not the best you've ever tasted, I'll give you your money back. Guaranteed. Find Kielbasa at a store near you today.
Hello, this is Dr. Mark Havercorn of River City Oral Surgery. We're the practice that upset the industry by publishing all of our prices on our website, rivercityoms.com. We offer tooth extractions, wisdom tooth extractions, dental implants, all-in-4 dental implants for about 25% less than the competition, and all kinds of other face, mouth, and neck surgery. Why else should you come see us? Easy. Because we are easy to talk to, compassionate and experienced. It's not impossible to get a hold of me. We'll call you back when we say we will. Unlike other places, dental surgeries are not the hardest surgeries I do. We do all-on-4 dental implant cases every week. I'm not sweating your case or pushing my limits. And if you have a complication somewhere else, you're probably going to be referred to an oral surgeon. So why not start with the expert? Call River City Oral Surgery and me, Dr. Havercorn, at 210-778-0002.
Jason Minix here for River City Oral Surgery and Dr. Mark Havercorn. River City Oral Surgery is a full-scope oral surgery practice on 1604 near I-10 across from Top Golf. Call 210-778-0002 or go to rivercityoms.com.
At Diamonds Direct, we tell you all the time all the great reasons to come see us. But the truth is, there are some reasons why you should not go to Diamonds Direct. Like if you want to pawn your old gold, we can't help you. If you want silverware, crystal, porcelain, or china, you won't find it at Diamonds Direct. See, at Diamonds Direct, we don't believe you can be all things to all people. If you try to be, you probably end up just being average with most of them. At Diamonds Direct, our focus is diamonds. Our DNA is diamonds and bridal jewelry, period. That's why we have up to 20 times the selection of diamonds you find at those other stores. It's why every major bridal designer in the world is found in our showcases. And it's why we can find the perfect diamond ring for you, whether your budget is $2,000 or $200,000. Diamonds are our passion. It's what we do. It's all we do. So, just letting you know, it's a big mistake if you come see us looking for a silver cake cutter. But the biggest mistake of all is not coming to us for a diamond or engagement ring. Diamonds Direct, San Antonio's direct diamond importer at the shops at La Cantera. DiamondsDirect.com.
Texas Cheer Liquor, your one-stop shop for beer, liquor, wine, and cigars. Follow them on Facebook to keep up with specials and tastings. 4 locations, 2 on Petranco, 1 past 211, 1 in 90 in Montgomery, and the all-new Texas Cheer Liquor next to Walmart, Palo Alto Road, Suite 101.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
If it's rim wrecking boy busting action you want, then come and get it.
Catching a right-hand dunk.
The greatest ballers on earth are doing their thing on the hard court, and we bring it to you. Catch the action on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Hey guys, it's Rudy J. Let's talk the biggest stories in sports tomorrow morning, 7 till 10 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
So if by the time the bar closes and you feel like falling down, I'll carry you home tonight. We are young.
Great song. Feeling a little nostalgic right now. This album called Some Nights by Fun was released 10 years ago today on February 21st, 2012. Feel a little old, man. The album won the Grammy Award for Best Song of the Year and also for Best New Artist. I'm a big fan of Fun. They're a good band, man. Nate Rose had that hit song with Pink as well. Happy birthday, 10 years old. The album Some Nights by Fun. Speaking of birthdays, San Antonio Sports Star is turning 14 on Thursday. You can come celebrate with us at the Roo Pub on 281 and Redland Road. I'll be doing halftime there from 12 to 2. Jason and Joe will do the Blitz from 4 to 7. Welcome back to halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. We've been talking about giving away tickets to see Kevin Hart perform. Philip is the clubhouse leader. We are on hole 17, if you will. But two people.
I thought we were on 18.
I know. 2 people want to challenge him. We have Frank and Gerald. Frank, you want to talk about Spurs jerseys in the rafters. What's going on, my man?
What's up? Thanks for taking my call. Yeah, real quick, like you were saying with Kawhi, I get what you're saying, but is the feeling mutual? Does he see himself as a Spur? And as far as, his history, I don't think so. I think, personally, I think Toronto fans claim him more as a Raptor than Spurs fans at this point. Like, they feel they knew he was going to leave them anyways, got him a ship, whatever. Like you said, did his dirty. So, and then some people do not agree with you, but agree that his number should be up there. Me, I don't think so. But real quick, I just thought of this during the, All-Star Weekend, DJ, how proud we are of him overcoming injury, becoming that guy after Kawhi left, emerging after DeMar and Lamar leading us. Yeah, if God forbid something happened or injury or traded or he doesn't finish his career here, I feel that if it ends today, I would put his jersey up there, just what he means so far. And he's getting to that Tony, Manu, Timmy, not accolades, but as far as the city loving this kid, yeah, that was my take as far as I think he should be up there.
Frank, I love the call. You belong on Rock the Mic, by the way, when that does come on. But Philip's still the leader right now, my man. He's still the leader, but that was a good call.
Okay, so because the fans love him, he should get his jersey retired.
Hey, Johnny Moore is up there.
Derek White should be up there.
Don't get me started on Derek White. Don't get me started. But he mentioned Dejounte Murray. Got to show him some love again. Dejounte Murray, his first All-Star appearance last night, 17 points on 7 of 11 shooting. Was so surprised that he played 27 minutes. Take a look at the box score right now. Did you know, Pledge, only 2 players on his team had more minutes? We got a lot of Dejounte Murray run yesterday. I was so worried that he'd only have like 4 points, have a couple of layups and be taken out. But they kept him out there most of the second quarter, a good chunk of the third, and most of the fourth quarter. It was so much fun. The alley-oop to himself like Keldon wanted.
Yes. And let's face it, not only was I happy to see him get run, I was happy to see him throwing highlights out there.
That's right, baby. He belonged out there. He was a star. He was an absolute star out there. So fun to watch. We have one more caller. Gerald wants to talk about the GOATs of the NBA, the greatest of all time. What's going on, my man?
What's going on, Mike? How you doing, man?
Dude, I'm having a blast, baby. Having a blast.
I hope you guys can hear me. It's kind of windy out here. LeBron's calling himself the GOAT. I don't think that's his job. That's what the fans are supposed to decide who the GOAT is. And the GOAT was the guy that got the biggest cheer in LeBron Stadium last night. That's the GOAT.
Very good point.
LeBron's got, 4 championships? He should really only have 2. Let's be honest. I mean, he won one in a bubble, got 5 months off. And the other ring, if it wasn't for Kyrie Irving and Ray Allen, he probably wouldn't have many rings.
That's very true. That's very true. It's a good call, Gerald. I like it, man. That's a very good point. He mentioned who had the biggest or the loudest applause that night, last night. Well, first of all, the second largest was for Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
They mentioned his name. They showed in black and white a photo of him with the year he was born, the year that he passed. It's been 2 years. A bunch of applause. But the last person that they showed was Michael Jordan. So,
you're in a different stratosphere when your jersey is retired in somebody else's building. The Miami Heat have the number 23 Jordan hanging in the rafters.
That's fantastic. No, he did it was impressive. You don't see this in other sports because other sports have been around for so long. But you take a look at what happened last night and seeing the greats, seeing George Gervin out there, David Robinson. Some of these guys have rings, others don't. But man, it was good times. But speaking of good times, Pledge, the rodeo, I was thinking that I was going to spend like $7,000 yesterday.
I thought I did.
Dude, every time we go to the rodeo, my wife wants me to buy a hot tub, right? She says, buy a hot tub. I mean, come on, baby. Let's just finance it for 5 or 6 years. It's only like $100 a month.
There you go.
And every year I tell her no. And yesterday was the first time that I thought to myself, you know what? I might give in.
You should.
Like it just show me
great investment.
It's like, babe, just show me which one you want. And guess what? They didn't have any hot tubs yesterday.
I saw you bed shopping.
Yeah, we were looking at a mattress, right? And it's like, isn't this bed fantastic? I'm like, okay, how much does it cost? $6,300 for the mattress only. I'm like, what kind of engine does it have? $6,300. I was born at night, but not last night. Come on.
That's what beds are going for now.
Now, you were in traffic for like 3 hours. Dude, just Uber it to the rodeo next time.
But here's the thing. It's by no fault of anybody's, but from what I can tell, the AT&T centers. Because you didn't have that problem.
No.
On Sunday. And as far as I know, nobody else had that problem.
But I didn't go during the concert times.
That's my point. And it wasn't just the concert times. It was the dual concert. It was the Tim McGraw 1-7 because they've now got the carnival in the front of the stadium. So it's taking up that entire parking lot up front, which normally allows a lot of easy access, plus has the rotunda to make for easy exits. That was not available to you, and you had all these cars trying to leave and come in at the same time, and there was no real designated exits, and it was just a nightmare to get in.
Did you finally get a chance to watch Tim McGraw? I mean, were you late at all? Did you miss the opening act?
I missed like some of the rodeo events because we left at 4:30 to try and get there early and do all this. So we didn't go to the carnival. We didn't go do other things. We basically went in, sat down, and immediately started watching the rodeo because we got there 40 minutes after the 7 o'clock start.
You know, I asked a poll question on Twitter. Would you like more, the rodeo or Fiesta? And by far, going away, people wanted Fiesta, 86% to 14%. I cannot stand Fiesta, but do you know what I can stand? What I love?
Whoa!
Giving away tickets to Kevin Hart, because Philip, congratulations, my man. Congratulations, Philip. You are going to go see Kevin Hart. Tomorrow is Tuesdays with T.
You're just going to drop that bombshell on the way
Yeah,
out?
we'll talk about that tomorrow. Joe Reinagle and Minix will be here for the Blitz at 4 o'clock. Thanks for being here.
Roll home with Joe Reinagle and Jason Minix.
There is a van that says free COVID testing, and there are people lined up there